I'm gonna pump this guy up. What's up, everybody? It is I, Hero Angel, and welcome to my Sorcerous Cup Meta Simplified guide. And today we're gonna talk about the poison types. The top 3 is looking pretty good. We have Alolan Muk, we have Toxicroak, and Skuntank. And actually, we have some pretty good picks outside of the top 3. Tentacruel, I really like that Pokemon. Beedrill, that's a pretty strong Pokemon, I think. And also Haunter, Golbat, there's a lot of really good poison types. Today, what we're gonna focus on is the top 3 poison types according to PvPoke. But if you are considering something else, Haunter, Tentacruel, Beedrill, Gloom, alright? Just follow along with the matchup so you can compare and contrast your pick to these picks so you understand how different they are from these ones. And comment it down below because I might be looking to do some deep dives. Now, if you're wondering which moveset is he using for all of these Pokemon, which moveset is he using to run these simulations, it's all the default for the Sorcerous Cup on PvPoke. But in the pinned comment down below, I have the movesets for these 3 Pokemon plus some information that you might want to see. Last thing that I want to say before we get into this video is that there is an update to the important message in episode 1 at the end of this video, so please stay for that, and thank you for your time. Alright, so let's start it off with Poison versus Ice type. Ice type coverage, and the one thing that we have to talk about in this graphic here is have a good IV Skuntank, have a really top tier high ranking Skuntank. This has been a thing. This is default stats, by the way. So default stats, it loses to Frostlass, right? Yeah. This has been a thing since I think Skuntank became a thing. It's always been important to have really good stats on your Skuntank, because if you don't, you miss out on a lot of matchups. Now, for this one specific matchup, Frostlass, there is a bulk point 94.28, alright, for the defense, right? But again, you know, throwing back, just have a really good Skuntank, because if you're into Sylph Cups and you want to be using, you know, Skuntank is a solid Pokemon, has been a solid Pokemon for multiple different cups. I think the investment is worth it, right? So have a really top tier Skuntank. The top tier Skuntank has 96.2 defense. Try to get something in like top 10, top 5 ranking Skuntank. It's gonna be well worth your dust. This is actually very easy to remember, right? This is something that you can just picture in your head. Toxicroak beats the ice types that don't have subtypings that resist fighting, right? That resist counter. And then the other two, the only thing that they can beat is Frostlass. So Toxicroak takes the cake here, but just wanna, you know, just a little bit of a tip, alright? For the zero shield farm down over there for Alolan Sandslash versus Toxicroak, you wanna count the moves. Make sure that the Alolan Sandslash doesn't get to 8 Powder Snows. Remember this. If you're in your tournament and you see, you know, Alolan Sandslash doing this, and it gets to 8 Powder Snows, remember it. Block with your Toxicroak. Alright, block with your Toxicroak because it's a bulldoze. If it throws earlier than 8, you're good. It's an Ice Punch, you can take it, just farm down. It's gonna be a horrible situation for him, and yeah. So for the Ice type coverage, Toxicroak obviously has the numbers here, but if you really, you know, look at it, think about it, right? Frostlass looks pretty good for the cup, Alolan Sandslash looks pretty good for the cup, and Glalie, I know, does not look that great. So yeah, if you think about it, it's not that big of a deal that it covers Glalie, but the thing is, the matchup, like how hard it counters Alolan Sandslash, is definitely much harder compared to the other two, so it does have that. But basically, quantity-wise, we're just talking like top 3, right? Toxicroak takes the cake here. Now, synergy-wise, I wanna, you know, take this to the next level a little bit, but just building off from the first episode, Frostlass is the best anti-psychic ice type, right? Because of the shadow balls. Alright, so Alolan Muk would pair really well with some psychic types, right? Because it covers this, right? Okay, and then Alolan Sandslash over there is the best anti-charmer steel type. I mean ice type because of the steel typing. So if you're running a charmer on your team, maybe think about running Toxicroak or Medicham, right? Because they both cover that guy. And, you know, that's the synergy there, alright? So, taking it to the next level a little bit, getting you prepared for team building stuff, and yeah. Moving on to the poison type coverage, Mud Bomb is the key here, guys. Mud Bomb beats Alolan Muck, Mud Bomb beats Skuntank, and you're good. That's it. So, Toxicroak looking really strong now. It's looking really solid for the cup, to be honest with you, and that's a scary thing because Hypno is a thing in this cup, right? So, for Toxicroak, remember that ice types that don't resist the counter plus Mud Bomb for the poison types. Fairy type coverage is very interesting. It's not as clear as, you know, this graphic makes it seem it is. So Skuntank obviously is your guy for, you know, fairy type coverage because it's got the poison jab, right? But poison jab Alolan Muck, I was studying the other day and I started to think that poison jab might be the way to go. You lose some matchups, right? I'm gonna highlight which ones specifically, right? But poison jab is gonna give you a lot more numbers wise, right? But you know, you can think about it as a side grade type situation. It's like a totally different Pokemon. So as you can see, poison jab, haha, that's looking really good. Yeah, it's a CMP tie, yes, but Azu usually has much less attack compared to Alolan Monk. This is with the default stats, with the maximized stats. It's about the same. It's the same, right? So it's gonna give you the fairies, Azumarill, Wigglytuff, Clefable. Throwing back to the only matchup we've really talked about for Alolan Monk, Frostlass. It doesn't really change, right? Straight Dark Pulse. It's a little bit tighter compared to the Snarl because you throw much faster with the Snarl. By not that much actually. You know, I thought it was much tighter compared to Snarl, but 7 HP difference. I mean, is that significant? I don't really know. And if you think about it, having less HP is kind of good because with 15 HP, are you gonna get to throw with that? No, I really doubt. 7 HP, that's much less to farm for your opponent. If you have the poison jab, this all becomes clear matches. So that's significant, you know, that I think is worth it. But there are some differences. You do lose a couple of matchups. I will highlight it as we move along. I was actually fighting one of my Patreons on this the other day because I was checking their team. Toxicroak does not kill Azumarill, apparently, according to the Sims. This is with default stats, but most people have a good Azumarill, right? Most people have maximized Azumarill, hence that's a pretty clear loss. Yes, so just to be clear, right? Toxicroak versus Azumarill is not an MLG 360 no scope land the sludge bomb OMG barbecue thing. It's not a playable situation, it's a clear loss. So what's our takeaway from this? One, you might want to consider the poison jab, right? Poison jab still gives you Frostlass plus this. Clear. Number two is that the guy with the poison jab, Skuntank, does this clear. So now that you know that they both kill Frostlass, alright, Skuntank with fantastic IVs, okay, and you know, Alolan Muck with the poison jab, alright? But since they both kill Frostlass and the Charmers, the fairy types, how do they differ? Is one better than the other? It's looking like they're the same Pokemon, okay? Let's find out. Psychic type coverage and Toxicroak has basically disappeared. That's actually what it does when it faces Hypno and Bronzong. It disappears. So, you know, it looked good at the start and we're exploring what it's weak to now. Okay, so fairy types, psychic types, not looking that great. Now a matchup that Poison Jab Muck loses over Snarl is Bronzong. Okay, so it gains the fairies, it loses one psychic type. Bronzong with Hypno, you can still do it. Hypno, still a clear match, you're goods, but Bronzong, yeah, you lose that. So that's what I meant when I said it's still, you can consider it like a side grade type situation, but if you think about it, like numbers wise, pure numbers wise, right? Azumarill, you have that. Wigglytuff, Clefable, you have that. It's Wigglytuff, Clefable in my head is kind of like the same Pokemon, but yes, you get the idea, right? Quantity with Poison Jab, right? But actually, I also feel like it's more quality because I think that Azumarill, when we get to that episode, is gonna look really good, alright? But, you know, we're comparing it to Clefable, Wigglytuff, and they're basically different Pokemon, right? So it's, Azu's gonna look good. But, yeah, if you need more Bronzong, then you might want to go with the Snarl. Otherwise, Poison Jab is the way, I think. And that's basically it for the discussion on Poison Jab versus Snarl. The next slide is normal. You don't have to think about it because it's the same. Snarl does the same as Poison Jab with the normal types, okay? But going back to our other question, how does it fare against Skuntank? They were looking like they were the same Pokemon, right? As you can see with the Psychic type coverage, if you consider Bronzong as kind of like a loss because you're thinking of running Poison Jab, then you are worse compared to Skuntank, because Skuntank makes Hypno a snack, guys. It is 0 shield throw in the 1 shield scenario, so if Hypno blocks once, you don't have to block. If Hypno blocks twice, you just block once, right? Now the thing is, guys, both Snarl and Poison Jab Alolan Mach can do this as well. It can 0 shield throw in the 1 shield scenario. But the reason why I don't recommend you do this is once it, you know, throws these 2 Thunder Punches and you were like, I can 0 shield throw, but then it blocks this Dark Pulse, it will beat you. Alright, so if it 2 shields, even if you 1 shield, well, actually it's gonna be too late, right? You're not gonna get to kill it because what it uses to beat you down is just a couple of confusions, right? You let these 2 go, there's no going back. Skuntank can pressure your opponent, right? Even if he, let's say, blocks twice, okay? Let's say he blocks twice, he gets to the Shadow Ball, it kills you, it seems like it kills you, right? If you just block right here, right? And actually, you know what? Even if, let's say, he threw the Shadow Ball over here and then threw the Thunder Punch later on, and you block the Thunder Punch, you're still gonna kill it. You're still gonna get to the Crunch that kills it, and yeah, Skuntank can make it back. Alright? So that's one of the things. Now, the second thing is Medicham, but Poison Jab actually gives you Medicham. Alright? Because it's running the default PV Poke Power Up Punch Psychic. I think that's bogus because we're running the Sorcerous Cup default for Medicham, which is Power Up Punch. Right? I don't think this is the right way to go. The right way to go is, I think, Dynamic Punch. Okay? But we will talk about this in the other episode, okay? So, 2 HP, but it does it. Now, Skuntank has this matchup in the clean matchup because it's a CMP type, right? Straight Sludge Bomb. With the Power Up Punch, with the Dynamic Punch, it's all good. You don't have to think about it. Straight Sludge Bomb, you have more attack than Medicham, so good skis. Just don't swap it in, alright? But here's the problem. What if it's not running Psychic? Because, you know, there's a bunch of Psychic types, there's a bunch of Dark types that resist Psychic, and what if it's running Ice Punch? Which I think, you know, might be it's viable, right? Then it's a playable match. So it's bogus. Guys, it's been a very, very long adventure, right? Poison Jab, Snarl, Alolan Mach compared to Skuntank situation. But I had to explain it to you to tell you that, long story short, Skuntank is much better because even if they have the same coverage, it kills Hypno harder. And Hypno, you're gonna see this in the tournaments. That's it. It's got a little bit of a better matchup against Medicham. Not guaranteed because Ice Punch, Dynamic Punch is a playable type thing, right? But yes, it kills Hypno harder. Hence, it is better except for one thing. Chicken. Eyebrows. Big Bird. Noctowl is the only difference, and this makes it a side grade. This makes Alolan Mach, Poison Jab, Snarl a side grade. Alright! You now have that thing battered in your head. You are now an Alolan Mach versus Skuntank master. You understand Snarl versus Poison Jab versus Skuntank, okay? Just want to point out one more thing. Toxicroak looks really good. Really good. And that is... why does Hypno have to exist, man? It's even playable versus Noctowl, guys. Alright? Sludge Bomb straight to the eyebrows, right in the middle of the... Dang! It's looking real good! And so, to highlight the highlights for these 3 Pokemon, I think that all 3 are viable. We have Alolan Mach with the Frost Blast coverage, both Snarl, and Poison Jab. Poison Jab specifically kills the fairies. Snarl specifically gives you Bronzong. Both Snarl and Poison Jab give you Noctowl, and that is the only thing making it a side grade to Skuntank. Make sure to have fantastic IVs, high stat product on your Skuntank so it can cover Frostlass, the fairies, and Hypno, which is basically Poison Jab, Alolan Mox coverage, except that it does it much better with the Hypno coverage. Toxicroak looks really good for the Sorcerous Cup. It's got the ice types that don't have a subtyping that resists fighting. Mud Bomb makes it a fantastic poison type killer. And of course, being a fighting type, it beats down the normal types that don't fly. Update on the whole Silpharina content killing my channel situation. I want you to understand that, one, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for all the messages, right? The feels. The feels! Thank you, I appreciate you. But even if your intentions were really good, a lot of the stuff that you advised me to do, kinda not applicable. The thing is, I feel like we're not on the same page. You don't understand like how this works, and I wanted to kind of give it just a teeny tiny, very easy to understand explanation of how it's killing my channel. Alright, so this is how it works. Super fast, no technical terms, right? You have people searching on YouTube certain terms. Alright? YouTube kind of basically assesses what you guys like to watch, what I like to watch, what everybody likes to watch, based on your search, based on what you watch and stuff. There's a robot looking for stuff that, you want to watch. It's gonna serve it to you and assess you even more. This right here is the search term for Pokemon Go PvP. What is it? It's Pokemon Go PvP. Alright? And as you can see, we're blowing up, okay? We're moving up in the world. This is great. What's not so great is people who don't like Silph content and people who like Silph content both search Pokemon Go PvP. So what YouTube does is it takes my Silph Arena content and it sends it to all of those people, right? So some people who like Silph are gonna watch it, alright? The other people, the GBL people, they're gonna click on it and they're gonna be like, nope, this is not GBL, and they're gonna hop out. That's what's killing my channel. The robot's like, oh, this is a bad video. This is, he clicked it, he hopped out right away. That's minus points. Now, this is a very simplified explanation, right? But you might be wondering, oh, I don't even search Pokemon Go PvP. Like, how does this work? It's kind of like a representative of all those different, subcategories of things that people search. Pokemon Go PvP Meganium, Pokemon Go PvP Frostlass, Pokemon Go... Yes, basically, all of those people searching the same thing, they're kind of like they're grouped. These are the Pokemon Go PvPers, right? And then YouTube basically just sends all of the Pokemon Go PvP content to all those people, right? And since most of the people are into Go Battle League and not Silph Arena, most of the people see the video, they either don't click it or they click it and they hop out. And that is killing my channel. The robot will also cross-reference my videos to other content creators' videos, and they're gonna see, he has a lot of people swapping out, but this guy, uploading GBL, because most of the other content creators are uploading GBL. This guy uploading the same video, it's not the same video, right? It's Silph, the same video is, getting people to stay because most people are into GBL. I'm gonna pump this guy up. Hence, what is YouTube telling me in my analytics? People we sent this to are less interested in this. Your subscribers, because my subscribers are now mixed, right? It's like partially GBL, partially, the Silph Arena. And, your subscribers don't seem to be interested in this topic, but this is basically what grew my channel, right? But it is what it is. And so it feels like a do or die situation, right? It feels like I can't upload Silph Arena content because every time, like GBL, like 3 days, let's say, and then I hit like a Silph Arena thing, it dips down. And I'm like, that sucks! Because the Silph Arena content, it really sucks. The Silph Arena content takes so much more effort to do. Like, so much more effort. But that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright? I still haven't decided on anything. Alright? But, you know, hopefully you understand this a lot more. Hopefully you understand my situation a lot more as well. Just comment down below. That's all I want. That's all. I just want to keep reading what you guys think. It was great, like reading through all your comments last time. I actually there was so many comments that I couldn't reply to every single one. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting, and please comment more stuff down below. Just tell me how you feel about this. Also, please check out my Patreon. It really helps. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Ding that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.